Picture this. It's Friday afternoon. You just got paid. You look at your bank account, and for a fleeting second, you feel rich. You've got the rent covered, you've planned for the groceries, and you even put a little bit aside for that weekend trip. But then, Monday rolls around. You check the app again and wait, where did it go? You didn't buy a new TV. You didn't go on a shopping spree at Gucci. You just lived your life. And yet, there's this lingering, hollow feeling in your chest because the math just isn't mathing. You're working 40, 50 hours a week, but your savings account looks like a desert. It feels like you have a leak in your boat, but you can't find the hole. Well, here's the thing. You don't have one big hole. You have 7 tiny ones that are invisible to the naked eye. My name is Matthew, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology of how we spend money. If you're someone who feels like you're doing everything right, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, we're taught to look for the big bad expenses, the car payment, the mortgage, the student loans. But according to recent data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and various consumer spending reports, the average American is losing roughly 15% of their gross income to what I call ghost expenses. These aren't just latte factors. This isn't about your Starbucks habit. This is about systemic, psychological, and automated drains on your wealth that you've been conditioned to ignore. Today, we're going to hunt these ghosts down and put that 15% back in your pocket. Let's start with the most obvious one that everyone thinks they have a handle on, but almost nobody actually does. Here's the thing. We've moved from an economy of ownership to an economy of usership. You don't own your music anymore, you rent it. You don't own your software, you subscribe to it. The average American now spends $219 a month on subscriptions. But here's what most people don't realize. When asked to estimate their subscription spending, most people guess around $80. That is a $139 gap of ghost money leaving your account every single month. Think about the $12 app you downloaded for a workout challenge 3 years ago. The $15 streaming service you got just to watch one show. The pro version of a photo editor you used once for a LinkedIn headshot. If you're earning $60,000 a year, that $219 a month is nearly $2,628 a year. Over 10 years, if you invested that money into a simple index fund returning 7%, you'd have over $38,000. Now you might be thinking, Matthew, I need my Netflix. It's my only joy. Look, I'm not saying live in a cave. I'm saying the ghost isn't the subscription you use. It's the one you forgot. It's the vampire energy of the financial world. Use a dedicated app or literally just sit down for 20 minutes with your credit card statement. If you haven't opened the app in 30 days, kill it. You can always resubscribe later. This next one is the silent killer of the middle class. It's the convenience tax. Have you noticed how every friction point in our lives has been replaced by a pay now button? We're not paying for food anymore. We're paying for the privilege of not moving. I'm talking about DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart. A study by the New York Times found that the markup on food delivery can be as high as 91% compared to picking it up yourself. I have a friend, let's call him Dave. Dave works hard. He gets home at 7 p.m., he's exhausted, and he orders a $15 burrito. By the time you add the delivery fee, the service fee, the small order fee, and the tip, that burrito is now $32. Dave does this 3 times a week. That's $96 a week. Over a month, that's nearly $400. This is where it gets really interesting. We justify this by saying, my time is worth more than the $10 delivery fee. But is it? If it takes you 15 minutes to drive and pick up that food and you save $15, you just paid yourself a tax-free rate of $60 an hour. Most people watching this aren't making $60 an hour after taxes. You aren't saving time. You're outsourcing your discipline because you're tired. This one is psychological. It's what I call the pink cloud ghost. Every time you get a raise, say a 5% bump, your brain immediately finds a way to spend 6%. You move from the $1,500 apartment to the $1,800 one. You upgrade from the Honda to the Acura. The ghost expense here isn't the item itself. It's the maintenance of a higher baseline. Let's say you get a $500 a month raise. Instead of putting that into your 401k, You buy a nicer car with a $500 payment. Ghost 1. Your insurance premium goes up by $40 because the car is worth more. Ghost 2. The car requires premium fuel. That's another $30 a month. Ghost 3. The tires for an Acura cost twice as much as tires for a Honda. Suddenly, that $500 raise is actually costing you $600 a month. You are literally working harder to have less disposable income. It's a treadmill, and you're running faster just to stay in the same place. This is going to be controversial. Most people are insurance poor. We are so terrified of a $500 emergency that we pay $1,200 a year to insure against it. I'm talking about extended warranties on electronics, protection plans on furniture, and, the biggest ghost of all, low-deductible car and health insurance when you're healthy and a safe driver. Think about it. If you have a $250 deductible on your car insurance, your premium might be $200 a month. If you raise that deductible to $1,000, your premium might drop to $130. That's $70 a month in savings. In 1 year, you've saved $840. In 2 years, you've saved enough to cover the entire deductible if you do get into an accident. Insurance companies are trillion-dollar industries because they are better at math than you. They know the odds of your dishwasher breaking in year 3 are low. When you buy that $150 gold protection plan for a $600 appliance, you are handing them a 400% profit margin on your fear. Stop insuring the small stuff. Self-insure with an emergency fund, and stop letting the fear ghost take 2% of your paycheck. We all know credit card interest is bad. That's personal finance 101. But there's a new ghost in town. Buy now, pay later, BNPL. Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay. They market themselves as interest-free alternatives. But here's what they don't tell you. They are designed to bypass the pain centers in your brain. When you see a $400 coat, your brain registers a loss. But when you see 4 easy payments of $100, the pain is reduced by 75%. The ghost expense here is the opportunity cost and the late fee trap. A report from the CFPB found that BNPL users are much more likely to overextend themselves and fall into fee cycles. If you are paying for a pair of sneakers over 4 months, you aren't a consumer, you're a debtor. You are spending tomorrow's labor on today's vanity. And while the interest might be 0%, the behavioral tax, the tendency to buy 30% more because the price looks smaller, is very, very real. This one hits the high achievers. It's the cost of trying to be better. Look, I'm a fan of self-improvement, but there is a massive ghost expense in the optimization industry. The $80 a month gym membership you only use for the sauna, the $50 worth of supplements that just give you expensive urine, the masterclass you bought but never finished. We often buy the tools of the person we want to be, instead of doing the work of the person we want to be. We spend $200 on high-end running shoes because it feels like progress, but the shoes don't run. You do. It's like buying a $5,000 professional kitchen setup when you don't know how to boil an egg. The kitchen isn't going to make the food taste better. It's just going to make your bank account lighter. Check your self-improvement budget. Are you actually improving, or are you just buying the feeling of improvement? This is the most dangerous ghost because it's the one we're most ashamed to talk about. It's the money you spend because you're afraid to say no to your friends. It's the $100 brunch, the $2,000 bachelor party, the $15 cocktails you didn't even want, but everyone else was ordering around. We spend money we don't have, to buy things we don't need, to impress people we don't even like, or worse, to keep up with people who are just as broke as we are. Here's what most people don't realize. Your friends probably feel the same way. Everyone is sitting at that expensive dinner looking at the menu thinking, $28 for a salad? But nobody wants to be the broke one who, be the leader, suggests the hike, suggests the potluck, suggests the drinks at my place night. True friendship is based on shared experience, not shared consumption. If your friends only want to hang out with you when you're spending $100, you don't have friends, you have consumption companions. Let's add this up. Unused subscriptions, $100 a month. The convenience tax, $250 a month. Lifestyle creep and maintenance, $150 a month. Overinsurance, $70 a month. BNPL and behavioral tax, $100 a month. The optimization trap, $50 a month. Social friction, when fed is that $870 a month. For the average American household earning around $70,000 gross, that is almost exactly 15% of your income. That $870 a month, invested at a 7% return over 25 years, becomes $680,000. Think about that. You aren't bad with money. You're just being haunted. These 7 ghosts are literally standing between you and a dignified retirement. They are the difference between, I hope I can pay the bills, and I know I'm set for life. Look, I know this sounds heavy. It's frustrating to realize how much has been slipping through your fingers. But the good news is that ghosts only have power in the dark. Once you shine a light on them, they disappear. You don't need a higher salary to start building wealth. You need a better ghost trap. Tonight I want you to do one thing. Pick one of these categories. Just one. Find the $50 or $100 that's leaking out and plug the hole. Redirect that money into a high-yield savings account or an investment account. If you found this helpful, I've actually put together a ghost expense tracker checklist that you can download in the description below. It'll help you audit your bank statements in under 10 minutes. And if you want to know where to actually put that 15% once you've saved it, you should watch this video right here on how to build a 3-fund portfolio from scratch. Stop working for your ghosts. Start making your money work for you. I'll see you in the next one.